Good morning, once again, and it is welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Saturday, June 26th. Not really. This is actually a pre-recording because I'm going away this weekend, but it's the 12th Saturday of Ordinary Time, and today is the feast day of Saint Josemaría Escrivá, who he was a Spanish Roman Catholic priest who founded Opus Dei, which is an organization of lay people and priests who are dedicated to the teaching that everyone is called to holiness by God and that ordinary life can result in sanctity. You don't have to be a priest or religious. And Opus Dei is Latin for work of God. And that's the organization in which Saint Josemaría Escrivá is the patron saint of. And he died in like the 1900s, so he's a pretty recent saint, um, modern saint. Anyway, today's gospel is from Matthew chapter 8, verses 5 through 17. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen. When he, Jesus, entered Capernaum, a centurion approached him and appealed to him, saying, "Lord, my servant is lying at home paralyzed, suffering dreadfully." He said to him, "I will come and cure him." The centurion said in reply, "Lord, I am not worthy to have you enter under my roof. Only say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I too am a person subject to authority, with soldiers subject to me. And I say to one, 'Go,' and he goes, and to another, 'Come here,' and he comes, and to my slave, 'Do this,' and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he was amazed and said to those following him, "Amen, I say to you, in no one in Israel have I found such faith. I say to you, many will come from the east and the west and will recline with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob at the banquet in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of heaven, or the children of the kingdom, will be driven out into the outer darkness, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth." And Jesus said to the centurion, "You may go. As you have believed, let it be done for you." And at that very hour his servant was healed. Jesus entered the house of Peter and saw his mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, the fever left her, and she rose and waited on him. When it was evening, they brought him many who were possessed by demons, and he drove out the spirits by a word and cured all the sick, to fulfill what had been said by Isaiah the prophet. He took away our infirmities and bore out our diseases. Okay, so we got the main part of this gospel this morning is the healing of a centurion's servant, in which I'm going to focus on that. Excuse me. But we got a centurion. That's a military officer who was in command of 100 men, hence century, for centurion. And so you can see that he truly cares for his people, because he is going to the Lord, begging the Lord to heal his servant, to heal the men that he's been put in authority of. And he's just very humble, and he's a true leader. And in fact, the centurion said in reply, once Jesus said that he'll come and cure him, says, "Lord, I am not worthy to have you enter under my roof. Only say the word, and my servant will be healed." That is what we say every single time during Mass, right after the Our Father and before we receive the Eucharist. Um, so I think that's pretty cool. So now I can always think of the centurion's servant and how to be a true leader, every time we say that at Mass, because he's just a humble leader. He says go. He says go, and they come, he says go and they go, and then he says come here, and they come, and then he tells them to do this and they do it. So he recognizes that he's given a lot of authority over these men, and he recognizes that that a true leader is called to take care of his servants, and so that leader has come to serve them, which is very powerful. And see how Jesus rewards him for that faith and also his leadership qualities. And so that's kind of going to be what we reflect on. All of us are called to be leaders in some way, shape, or form, no matter what it might be. Spiritual leaders, or in our career, or with our families, or anybody. Even if you're not a dad or anything, or a mom, you can still be a leader of your siblings and your cousins and everything else. So we are all called to lead. And so just like the centurion, we are called to lead out of charity and through our actions. And we got to make sure that we keep our relationship with God the Father at the high point. This way that leadership can really sprout out. So there we go. Good luck with learning how to be a better leader. And have a great Saturday. God bless, and keep it real. In the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen.